Hey church, it's Pastor Joel and I'm here with another weekly devotional. As the father of a child, I have to sometimes discipline my child. But we try to give her as many chances as we can, and we try to explain, you haven't been listening, we're going to give you one more chance to listen. If you don't listen, then X is going to happen. And sometimes X does happen. Sometimes the discipline has to happen. But there's always a warning. And we find that in the Bible as well. I want to share words today from the prophet Isaiah, and they are a warning from God. It says this: "Let me sing for my beloved my love song concerning his vineyard. My beloved had a vineyard on a very fertile hill. He dug it and cleared it of stones and planted it with choice vines. He built a watchtower in the midst of it and hewed out a wine vat in it. He expected it to yield grapes, but it yielded wild grapes. And now, inhabitants of Jerusalem and people of Judah, judge between me and my vineyard. What more was there to do for my vineyard that I had not yet done? When I expected it to yield grapes, why did it yield wild grapes? And now I will tell you that what I will do to my vineyard. I will remove its hedge, and it shall be devoured. I will break down its wall, and it shall be trampled down. I will make it a waste. It shall not be pruned or hoed, and it shall be overgrown with briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the people of Judah are his pleasant planting. He expected justice, but saw bloodshed, righteousness, but heard a cry." This warning from God says, I did all that I could do for you, and I expected you to live well because I did that, but instead I've seen bloodshed and people crying out from your violence. It's a warning from God, a call back. God says, this is what I will do, but it's a final reminder that you have a chance to turn back. And that's always how it is with God. It's how I try to parent my child, that there's always a final warning. Yes, sometimes the discipline comes because we are just so stubborn that we refuse to listen. But the reality is that God is always giving us one final chance. I want you to turn back. I want you to come to me. That is the story of our faith. God has, ever since the beginning, when we first disobeyed in the garden, been calling to us, come back to me, come back to me. I have done so many things for you. I just want you to do good. And yet we often are stubborn. And then perhaps punishment does come. But not before there is a warning. Praise be to God for that. Will you please pray with me? God, we give thanks to you for the fact that you always give us warning, that you are always seeking to be in relationship with us. We ask that you would help us to follow you and be faithful to you and to hear your call to turn back once again to you. All this we pray in your holy name.